Hey everyone, Looking Eastward Piper back with another video. It's been a couple weeks, but today I want to just do a little bit of a YouTube pipe community check-in, hang out, smoke a pipe, and have a chat. Today I'm smoking Black Arrow by the Country Squire. This is a really good Black Cavendish aromatic. I'm sure most of you know about it. Probably all of you know about it for the most part, unless maybe you're like really just beginning in this hobby. But it's a really good aromatic. I haven't smoked it in probably almost a year, and I'm gonna just light it up. Might just share some brief thoughts about it. Not really so much of a review because I feel like just kind of just hanging out and just rambling and talking. But I might share a few just preliminary thoughts that come to my mind as I light up and smoke this pipe. So I've lit up my pipe, and this is good stuff. For those who enjoy aromatic pipe tobaccos, this is probably one of the best ones. It's a really smooth and not bitey at all. As somebody that kind of goes back and forth between English and aromatics and also like kind of those in-between blends, this is just a really good, it's a light, not too light, but lighter. And I feel like it's kind of a more perfected version, particularly on the palate with the smoothness, than a lot of other of these Cavendish blends that you know, we know and love, particularly a lot of like the old Codger blends and some other blends that have come out since then. But really today, kind of just more just do a check-in. As the weather has gotten nicer, I've gotten busier. Also, just with Easter, or what my tradition calls Pascha. For us who are on the Gregorian calendar, we celebrated it last Sunday. Those who follow the Julian calendar will celebrate Easter this Sunday, or what they call Orthodox Easter. And as somebody that's pretty heavily involved in their church, it was a very busy time for me. So not too much time to smoke pipes and make videos. I did have a nice bowl of 965 on Easter Sunday. Which is one of my favorite English ones. And it's definitely been a pretty joyous time. As for us Christians, we celebrate Easter, but also just the fact that particularly here in Middle Tennessee, the weather has just been extraordinary. Unfortunately for the farmers, not too much rain, but for the rest of us that just like to enjoy the nicer weather and be outside, it's definitely been great. I talked about spring a couple videos ago when it first kind of started peeking its head up out from the cold of winter. But now we've really had some nice weather here, and it's really afforded me to do some pretty nice things. I think I mentioned that my wife and I planted our garden. Can't really see it from out the window here, but kind of to the side of my barn here towards the back end of my property, we planted her nice garden, and it's been pretty fun. We're both new at gardening. Both of us really didn't have any experience, so a lot of research, a lot of talking with local people, and you know, going to a few places and asking for some advice. And so far, the results have been pretty good. We've been growing several variations of lettuce. broccoli, bok choy, spinach. I guess spinach is technically a variation of lettuce. Planted a couple variations of peach trees because apparently 2 variants go together well. Those won't yield fruit this year. Strawberry plant, raspberry bush, and the lettuce, because we're in the cool weather season, is already been growing. We've already picked one round of it, and it looks like another set is ready to be picked to be added to a salad. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's been definitely something pretty unique. I've always loved the country, and I've been coming down here on and off for the last few years, but finally having the opportunity to move here and to be able to work outside even more than I did previously, and just, you know, take care of my land, do projects, and now the added gardening. It's really just been really great. And gardening is definitely very rewarding, and it's something my wife's wanted to do for a while, even when we lived back east, but we just didn't have the yard for it. Even though we had a decent lot, the soil, it was just too much, you know. But actually here we have a lot of clay in our soil, but we had just had more room and more empty space. So raised beds, planters, things like that, and that's what we're using. The only things that we have planted directly into the ground are the peach trees, but they're supposed to yield pretty well here in Tennessee. Probably in a couple of years we'll get fruit from them. So now that spring has arrived and is in pretty much full swing, a lot of 60 and 70 degree weather, I'm curious to know what other people here in the YTPC, what do they enjoy doing during the spring months? Is there some kind of outdoor hobby that you enjoy? Maybe, you know, maybe you like to do some gardening. Maybe you like to, you know, play some kind of outdoor sports, or, you know, fishing, hiking. I'd be interested to know. So definitely, you know, mention in the comments what you like to do during the spring months, if your area has afforded you nice weather. I know back up in the Northeast right now, where the rest of my family still is, they are still kind of experiencing some nice days, but then some cold days, because spring takes a lot longer to really you know, get into full swing up in the Northeast. But for those who are able to get outside and have an area where the nice weather is maintaining, I'd be interested to know what you like to do during the spring months. Also, does anybody have any plans, maybe some kind of getaways, maybe some local pipe shows that are coming up? I wanted to get down to Columbia, but some personal business came up, and I was also kind of fighting a bad cold at the time, so it wouldn't be that enjoyable. But also, as I announced in previous videos, I'm starting my own business, and an opportunity happened to arise during that span of that weekend, and I couldn't really turn it down. So unfortunately, I was last minute unable to show up to the Muletown Pipe Show. Definitely next year, though. And definitely hoping to connect with more pipers in the local area. There are some good pipe shops not too far from here, you know, probably within the closest one being like about a half hour. And then there's a few more like, you know, within an hour's range of here. I do wish there were more pipe shows in this Tennessee area that were a little bit closer. I know that there's like the Ohio pipe show, and which isn't, I guess, that tremendously far, but it's probably still 6-8 hour ride. So that's a bit of a ride. Because the weather is just so nice here and there's so many nice spots. It would be nice to see maybe even in East Tennessee somewhere, you know, because Muletown is kind of like on the edge of like Middle Tennessee, kind of going into the beginning of Western Tennessee-ish. You know, it's about like maybe about, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes outside of Nashville. So kind of going like southwest. But it would be nice to see, you know, more things pop up locally here in Tennessee, because I feel that this is a prime area for pipe smoking because it's a pro-tobacco state. You know, there's tobacco barns right behind me, right behind my property. You know, so there's obviously people like tobacco. You could actually get decent tobacco even in, you know, the little smoke shops in town. You know, I've reviewed some blends from there, like Carter Hall and Sir Walter Riley and Smoker's Pride. So you could actually get like some like okay like stuff around here. It's not like back up in the Northeast where like the only place that you would be able to find like good tobacco is by actually going to like a real cigar tobacconist kind of shop. Here you could actually get some decent stuff in other places. So it's a very tobacco friendly state. So it would be pretty cool to see some more things pop up, and maybe it will in the future, because I mean, the hobby is definitely growing. So that's pretty much it for this video. Kind of more just a check-in, a little bit of a ramble, just a little bit of a mention of Black Arrow, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. By the way, this is a Bones Ohm Paul that I'm smoking out of. Over time, it's darkened pretty nicely. There was a while when I smoked this pipe several times a week, and it darkened pretty fast. I've had this pipe for a few years now. I also have another Bones that I'll show you on another video that is a P-lip stem. It's kind of unique. But for now, yeah, just gonna leave it there. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You know, I love to converse with you. You know, definitely leave comments below. You know, what are some things that you like to do during the springtime? What do you think about having more local pipe shows for people that are maybe in the Tennessee proximity? You know, do you have any opinions on that? And any other thoughts, you know, definitely just leave them down below. And with that, Looking Eastward Piper, signing off.